Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Marilena Tarantino from POLI.design, and today I will be moderating the presentation of the Specializing Master in Transportation and Automobile Design. Please feel free to use the chat box to submit any questions you have, which we will address in the second part of the session. Now, let me introduce the speakers, Fausto Brevi joining from China and Alice Pignatel. I leave the floor to Professor Brevi.
So hello and welcome to everybody. As Marilena said, I'm Fausto Brevi. I'm the director of the Specializing Master course in Transportation Automobile Design. That is a specializing master of Politecnico di Milano, and it has been designed as a pathway to excellence for those that after some years spent learning how to learn industrial design and specifically industrial product design, would like to improve their knowledge in a specific field like the vehicle design is. The Specializing Master in Transportation Automobile Design will be managed by POLI.design, of course, but it will be developed inside the Politecnico di Milano, and it will use also some facilities of Politecnico di Milano as the prototype workshop, for example. What are the main goals of this master course? Well, the main goals are to introduce students to the entire process of automotive design as it happens in the design center of the main car companies. At the same time, is not only related with cars, but more generally speaking about vehicles, because we are in a transition time in which we are moving from more traditional cars to a more generic vehicles. And for this reason, also the name of this course is Transportation and Automobile Design. So there is a strong focus on cars, but at the same time, we are involved in managing and in teaching everything related with transportation. So also about motorbike or about other special vehicles with 3 wheels or even some strange configuration vehicles. The goal is to give the chance to enter this design process for having a full understanding of how many different professional profiles are involved in the design center, despite of the more traditional idea that everybody has about the design that is involved in drawing the body, the car body of a new vehicle. So the next, please. Okay, the teaching activities of this course will start on next April, so roughly in 1 year from now. And during the last part of the course, there is a plan so that the best students will be selected for an internship in a company, but at the same time, students that will not be involved in internship, they will develop additional activities managed by our teachers for improving their skills and being able to get an internship immediately after these extra activities. And the final exam of the course will be focused on the presentation of a team project focused on developing a full project of vehicles. Year by year, the focus will be a bit different, but anyway, the final thesis will be full project. That means exterior design, interior design, the choice of colors, the choice of finisher, and so on. The main, no, not the main, all the didactic units has this goal and are possible to divide the didactical units in three main flows. The first one is the one focused on teaching the theories and methods of develop a project in this field. So there are modules dedicated to teach exterior, how to design the exterior of a car, how to design the interior, color and trim, that is the specific way in which in the automotive field has been defined the color, material and finishing stuff. Then there is a module on vehicles architecture, that means what are the main technical constraints of a vehicle project, ergonomics stuff, because of course is a key factor of any vehicles, and then our car design culture, that is a basic unit for giving to everybody some basic knowledge about the history and the development of car design. Then there is a second flow that is based on teaching tools and techniques. These are the more technical one. So we will teach how to create digital and physical models about ESO, complex shapes like the vehicles have. Then we have another unit based on multimedia tools for car design, because especially in recent year after the pandemic timing and the lockdowns, we started using and the car companies started using even more than before virtual reality and other and augmented reality and mixed reality equipment for sharing the review of the design process through all over the world. There is a completely new module that will start next year, that is starting this year really. So next year will be the second year, that is the artificial intelligence for design representation. And this is the needs of today to deal also with artificial intelligence tools and to have a knowledge about what is possible to do and what is still not possible to ask to artificial intelligence about the development of a car design project. Then the last flow is the more professionalizing one. The main units are the first two. So the car design studio, that is the one when we will develop the thesis project, and they is the module in which everything will be put together for having the final project. Transportation design workshop are three experience in which we stop everything else and we spent roughly a week of time fully dedicated to develop a short project in which we are able to simulate as much as possible the real life in a design center. Then a course about public speaking, because it's very, very important not only to develop a nice project, but also to be able to speak about it and to present it. And also IP law, that means intellectual property law in automotive design. This is a specific module about the duty and the rights of being a designer in this field. And then the very last one is the internship step or the project enhancement studio for students that will not able or not already ready for an internship. So our goal is not to create a very specialistic profile, but to give the opportunity to all the students to find their role, the role that is able to describe at the best their attitude and their skills. So we expect to train some of the students as exterior designer, some as interior designer, some other for color and trim designer, visual designer. That means the designer involved in creating images, movies, in dealing with virtual reality tools, and so on. Surface designer, that means to be involved for supporting the exterior and interior designer in building digital and physical models. That means to experience the clay models, hard models, but also digital models, because hard models quite often comes from digital models. And last but not least, the user experience designer, that is a professional profile that is highly requested currently from companies. So is one of the most interesting for being able to get some opportunities, business opportunities, just at the finish of this course. So these are the main reason why you could choose this master for increasing your competence as an industrial designer, more focused on a specific field that is very challenging, very difficult, but also very passionate and very attractive, and also with a high request of new people coming from new generation, because as I said also before, the world of transportation is changing very fast, and the companies are looking for new ideas and new people able to design for the future, because an old design that is involved since 20 or 30 years in designing vehicles has no fresh ideas, and so they are always looking for new energies. And here are just some images from some of the last thesis project. This was a 3 wheels vehicle able to go also in on the water. You can see the exterior, the interior, and some drawings. And going on, we can see also some others. This was another funny vehicle, more designed more thinking to adventure world and to free time. It's a very small one. This is something more traditional, is a more traditional car. So we will mix a lot, something more traditional, but also something completely different, completely new, for being ready to face all the opportunities that could come from the external world and from the business world. Here, this is a van. So you have seen a small vehicles with 3 wheels, a small vehicles with 4 wheels, then a more traditional car. This is a van for very extreme environments, And so very, very different opportunities. And this is another one. This is a fully autonomous vehicles able to go outside in the street, but also inside some new buildings. Of course, not in old buildings just with stairs, but able to move also inside buildings for offices or in a shopping mall or something like that.
The floor again to provide more details about the application process for the next edition of the Master, which will begin in April 2026. On the Specializing Master webpage on the POLI.design website, you will find the full list of required materials for the selection phase. By clicking on the Apply button, you will be able to create your personal account and upload the necessary files. The application will be then completed on the Politecnico di Milano website by uploading the documents related to your academic qualifications. I leave the floor to Alice for better explaining the admission requirements.
Thank you, Marilena. And since this is a first level postgraduate master program, of course, you need to have a bachelor in order to access. We usually accept people from the design department as well as engineering and architecture. Different paths can be submitted to the board and will be evaluated. And we also need to have a self-declaration of knowledge of Italian language as a basic level to being able to live in Italy and potentially to work in Italian companies, but especially language about English, since it's the language of the master program. Together with those basic requirements, we'll be requesting for the selection a portfolio of drawing. If you are coming from design field, you can add also your previous job and project, but we expect to submit drawings of vehicles to show your skill, your understanding of complex shapes, and your passion and interest for the specific field. Together with this, please upload also a short video presentation. I like to call it a video presentation letter, where you show us your passion and your previous career to let us know why you would like to join our program. And of course, if you need more information, more details, and maybe support, feel free to schedule a call by scanning the QR code here in this page, and we will be able to provide you more support during the process.
Thank you, Alice. So there are two main steps to follow. The first one is the selection step, which must be completed no later than 60 days before the course starting date. And the second step, that is the enrollment step, to be completed within 45 days. Please note that the applications are processed in chronological order and spots are limited, so don't wait for the last minute. Additionally, by uploading your documents, you will already be eligible to attend the next recruiting phase at the beginning of June. You can find the course fee listed in this slide, along with our promotional policy designed specifically for this program, an initiative to support the design potential of those who choose Poly.design. In particular, I'd like to highlight the Open Day promo that is valid for application received by May 30. So let's now move to the Q&A session. I see that we received different questions, so I start with the first one, that is, I read in the list of units alias modeling. Should a candidate be familiar with this software for the selection, or it will be taught during the master from the basic level?
Well, during the program, we have a starting level for people who are not familiar with the software itself, and we will be moving afterwards towards a more detailed and more focused issues to use the software itself. So if you are familiar already, it will help a lot, having more progress, but we will be covering the basics during the program.
Okay, thank you. I have another one. Are the lectures only in class, or there are also visits to companies?
We also have visits, especially to museum or some factory tour in some car companies. So we will be also moving a bit around and according eventually to special events that may take place in Milano especially, we can consider to have more experience outside the school boundaries.
Thank you. Then another one. Is this master suitable for engineers, in particular mechanical engineers?
We have quite a lot of application from people coming from this field, so I'd say yes. But of course, you need to be willing to shift a bit the focus of your knowledge and your previous career. And especially, we request also to engineer to submit drawings, since we are teaching to become designers, dealing with shapes, so an understanding of shapes and learning how to consistently represent the shapes is a key element for the designer. So we are not going into deep issues, technical issues, so we are not solving problems from the point of view of an engineering, but from the point of view of a designer. So an engineering willing to shift a bit is more than welcome, and our classes is usually a mix of different competencies.
Thank you. Last question. Is there a contact with the companies during the master, during the classes?
Well, if I get the proper meaning of this question, during the teaching and especially the development of the final thesis project, we are working without the support of companies, since we want to provide the students a complete path for understanding the processes. And we experienced during the year that having a complete freedom over the choice of brands, the choice of project brief is better for the didactic activity, while during the workshop especially it may happen that we work together with companies with a project brief coming from the outside.
Thank you, Alice. We don't have any other questions.
Yeah, of course. During the internship, we are in touch with companies, so there's the chance of working directly inside a transportation company.
So thank you so much. I would like to thank you, the faculty, for their presentation, and stay connected for the next presentation.